Hi. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Things have been crazy. Life's been crazy. Life's always crazy. I feel like life is always crazy. And I wish that things were not always crazy, but they are. And, it is what it is. And you just handle it. You just deal. And you keep going. And you just keep praying. I had gotten this job working at this college, and I was working with all these students, and I decided to go back to school for nursing while I was there. I don't know why, but it just kind of like being around all these students and seeing them moving on and moving forward, and it made me realize that I never finished what I wanted to do originally, which was to become a doctor. Now, I got my stuff done to be pre-med, but I never went to med school because I got pregnant and married and everything kind of went crazy, and then my daughter and all that stuff. And so I ended up becoming a teacher and getting certified to become a teacher instead. And I've been teaching for a while now. And while I love teaching, and I think teaching is amazing in its own right, and I think there's a very special kind of person that has to be a teacher, I'm also wanting to just, I don't know how to put this. I feel like I am not the kind of person who meshes well with what people want in society for a teacher right now. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I do things differently. I am not by the book. I'm one of those people who likes to go outside of the book to teach. I like to implement lots of experiments, and I like to, do a lot of hands-on. And unfortunately, education doesn't really provide the means to be able to do those things. I spent almost $6,000 for my science class and junior high out of my own paycheck, and that was insane. And I just cannot afford to do that. And I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you guys are doing it. I don't know how anybody's doing it. I don't know how people are doing it. But financially speaking, we make pretty decent money, me and my husband combined, and we're still living paycheck to paycheck. And the reason why is because we have bills, we have loans, we have things we have to pay. And so while we do have these things that are nice, and I'm very grateful for them, thank you God so much for taking care of my family and protecting us and keeping us safe. While I'm grateful for all those things, it is hard to manage financially. Just it's paycheck to paycheck. And, $100,000 used to be really good for a small family. And nowadays it's like middle income. I really feel like that's middle America right now. And, I make $23 an hour as a medical assistant instructor. And when I was teaching, I was making $45,000 a year, so just being transparent about those things. And while I do think that that can be a good income for some people, I think that just the more you move on in life, the more things you get, like a home, cars, things like that. I think that you just have more bills that you have to pay and things you have to keep up with. I personally do have student loans, and I was not in the PSLF forgiveness for that because the school that I worked for was a Christian school, and then the school that I work for right now is a private school. So neither one of those qualify for me to be able to get the public service loan forgiveness. So it's just like, ooh, and while there are some programs for teachers, they're really not that great. So I'm going to go back to school, and I'm going to become a nurse. And I figured, why not? Because I already have my bachelor's degree, and the program that I'm signing up for is like a dual enrollment program. So I'll be going in getting my BSN and my MSN at the same time. And this is cool because after a year of working, then maybe I can become a nurse practitioner if I want to go a little further, if I have the money to do that. I'm thinking I want to go down that path, because guys, I did want to be a doctor. I really did. And it just didn't happen for me. Life got in the way, I guess. But I'm grateful for the experiences I had as a medical assistant and as a teacher. I feel like it's really grown me. I feel like I'm more mature. I feel like I know more for sure. Since I taught anatomy and physiology for a while, I do feel really, really confident in my abilities with anatomy and physiology. And like, I'm retaking chemistry right now so that I can be, kind of like up to date on everything. So I've taken 3 microbiology classes, and I've taken 2 general chemistries, and then more chemistry and organic chemistry. And now I'm doing just like a brush up with chemistry at a local community college, just so that I can brush up on these things. And I just want to make sure that I really understand what I'm doing when I'm in the field, because I want to understand how it works biologically, how it works with the body, make sure that I'm taking care of my patients the best I can. And a lot of people have been trying to discourage me, talking me out of things, telling me that this is a bad idea, this and that, and whatever. And I don't feel like it is for me. I just don't. I really loved being an MA. I just didn't get paid very much. I mean, starting out as a medical assistant, you get paid maybe $18 an hour to start right now. When I started in the field, it was $11.25 to start. So just in that time frame of 2011 to 2024, it's gone from $11 to $18 an hour. But also everything has increased, like price and the cost of living and everything like that. It just keeps increasing. And I feel like even though medical assistants are making anywhere from $18 to $26-ish an hour, I want to say, and that's on the high end for medical assistants, $26 an hour is on the high end, I just don't feel like it's enough. And even though I have my bachelor's degree and my associate's degree and all this other stuff, it does not increase my pay as a medical assistant, if that makes sense. Now, some people are like, oh, go into management. No. I'm not management material. I'm too much of a pushover. I would never, ever be a good boss. And that's one of the things I'm struggling with right now with my students, is that I'm kind of a pushover. And yes, my students love me. They adore me. I love them too. We get along great. Yes, that's fantastic. I can't keep up financially. I can't keep buying things for my students, and I am seriously spending so much money on my students every year. It's kind of ridiculous. My husband's like, what are you doing? And I can't help it. It's really, I don't even want to bring that up. I'm not even going to bring that up, what I gave away, because people are going to give me a hard time about that, because I just give things away, and I'm like, it's just financially not doable. I can't keep giving everything away, or else I'm going to be poor for real. Like it's bad. I'll never be rich because I'm always going to be giving stuff away. It's just how I am. But I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I go into nursing, it won't be something that I'm taking home with me. Being around students can be very exhausting. I had some students this past go that didn't have vehicles. They didn't have, certain finances. Some of them had drug issues. I mean, I will say this, guys, if you want to get into a field where you have the opportunity to spread the gospel of Jesus, it is a good field to go into, because I was having those conversations with people, even though technically I wasn't supposed to. I had one student who is an older woman, wants to be identified as a woman, okay, transgendered, and it was an eye-opener for me as a Christian who was very judgmental. I'm not gonna lie. I was, I am, like I've told you guys before, I'll never be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I don't say I'm perfect. I don't know everything there is to know. I read the Bible and I try my best. That's what I try to do. And working with that transgendered student really made me dive deep into what I personally believe as far as, what's wrong, what's right. And I will say this, I have a newfound love and I don't know how to put it, but kind of like I want to protect those people in a way. Not because I think it's right what they're doing, because I think that that person that I worked with was very confused, and I felt horrible for their situation. Like, it was the things that have happened to that person for them to become the way they are. I can see how there's mental illness there. I can see how there's a confusion. I can see why that person is struggling with those things that they're struggling with. And while I don't agree with it, like, I don't condone it, I will say I am very tolerant towards it. I am very aware of what they're going through, and I have no right to even open my mouth as far as trying to put them down or anything like that, because I feel sorry for them. I feel very sorry for them, and I pray to God that He will watch over them and help their mind and help them clear out all of that evil that is just surrounding them. And it's the same way with addiction. You guys know, for some of you who've been following for a while, you know that my daughter has been struggling with that, and she is not here right now. She is in a whole nother state. She decided to move back east to be near her dad, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I just pray that one day she'll be okay. I just pray that her mind will clear and that she will be able to get rid of the evil that has, been in and out of her life for so long. And it's hard. It's hard. But, what I've realized as a Christian is that I do love people. I genuinely do love people. And I see the things that they're going through. And I feel like, one sin that they're going through isn't any worse than the sins that I struggle with. Because there are things that I struggle with, and I struggle with them all the time. I would be lying to you guys if I said that I was a perfect Christian, if I said that I never felt temptation or struggles. That would be a blatant lie. And I feel like a lot of Christians out here do try to put this whole persona of I'm perfect and I don't struggle with sin and I don't do anything bad, and I'm like, well, then what's the point of Jesus Christ? Why would He have done what He did if you never needed forgiveness and grace? And the whole point of Jesus dying on the cross was so that we did have the ability to ask for forgiveness, and we did have the ability to say, God, I'm not perfect. Lord, please reach into my heart and help me, change me and help me with this thing that I'm going through. And God is always with us, trying to help us through and trying to help us navigate. And each and every single one of us has to go through this life, and we have to try to sort it out. We have to try to live in fear. I mean, I know that sounds bad to say live in fear, but to fear the Lord, to fear the consequences of our actions. Because at the end of the day, I can't live the life for someone else and they can't live their life for me. I have to sort out my own issues, and I have to pray to God that He help me figure it out. And I actually think there's a verse about that, if I'm right. I want to say that there is. Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. But Philippians 2:12. Okay, so you guys know I do this sometimes. Sometimes I jump around. It's been a while since I've been on the camera, and I feel really uncomfortable. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just feel uncomfortable. Sometimes I don't know. I feel like, But it says here, Philippians 2:12, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So we have to work it out. We got to work it out. We got to figure it out. So I'm still trying to figure it out, and believe me, I'm exhausted. I'm always trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, but, I would be lying if I said I didn't struggle and that there wasn't things that I came across and dealt with on a day-to-day basis. I mean, there was a little boy outside the other day that was cursing like a sailor around the other kids, and I went out there and told him to stop, and I'm telling you, did he test my patience? Oh, my goodness. And I'm like, where is this child's mother? Like, where is this child's mother? He had the mouth of a sailor, and he's 11 years old, and I'm like, dear God, please forgive me for these thoughts that I'm having, because, oh, Lord, that is a perfect example of spare the rod, spoil the child. But I'm telling you, I got to work on my mouth. It is bad because I sometimes can say things too that I don't need to be saying. And I thought about it after I was with that little boy. I thought, who am I? Who am I going out there telling him not to curse around those kids? But, I go and I say these words when I'm in the car or whatever else. And I'm like, I need to work on that too. So that's something that I'm working on. I'm working on controlling my mouth and the bad things that can come out of it when I'm annoyed with people. And so, it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. It is not easy. I'll just say that. And if you think it's easy, good luck, good for you. I'm happy for ya. It's not easy for me. Okay. So yeah, anyways, going back to school, doing that. Daughter's not here anymore. She's doing her own thing, and my son and my husband, they're doing great. My husband got a new job and he's doing excellent. Things are going really good for the family. So I can't, he's doing well enough that I'm able to go back to school full time. So I'm very happy about that. And I really do think that nursing will lead me down a path that will bring me to other things that I can do for God. And I eventually want to travel and maybe do travel nursing. Maybe when I'm older, maybe I could get into something where I, jump state to state and I go to areas. I don't know. But I'm thinking low income and maybe drug rehabilitation, something like that. It's close to my heart. My daughter going through what she's going through, I don't know if I'll need it at some point in time, but I'm trying to prepare. So I'm just trying to figure out more ways to be able to help her in her times of need and also help others to navigate it, because, addiction is such a vicious and horrible thing to have to deal with. And I would be lying if I said I felt 100% with it, because, I've worked in it and I've had to deal with the loss of it. And I'm still sorting out all of that stuff with addiction. So I would like to be able to know more about treatment and how to help, really help. And so that's one of my driving factors. But anyways, I just wanted to touch base and just kind of say hi and let you guys know that I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm just, it's social media is not really my thing. I don't really have a lot of social media. I've got like this channel and I barely ever put anything out on here, but every now and then I pop in and I'm like, hello, hi, I'm still a mess. Yes, okay. Awkward. But yeah, so I just wanted to reach out and just say hi and check in, see how you guys are doing. I know it's hard. I know it can be crappy, dealing with the world and all the craziness. I will say this, getting off of social media, getting off of Instagram and all that other stuff a long time ago was one of the best things I've ever decided to do, because it's given me more time. It's given me more headspace. Like, I'm not constantly thinking about all the drama that's going on in the world. And I think one of the biggest things that people get into that they should try to stay away from is worry and anxiety. And when you are in all of this mumbo jumbo and chaos of the world, it can lead you to have these issues with anxiety and depression and all these other things. And I'm not comparing my life or myself to others anymore. And I used to do that a lot with some of my friends and people that I knew. I was like, well, they're doing this and I'm only doing this and I haven't done that. And I must not be doing well in my life. And that's so toxic. It's so bad to do that, to compare your life to other people and to have that, you're constantly comparing your life to other people's highlight reels, and it's not realistic. Like people are not always happy, and people are not always in this like little perfect little bubble where life is perfect. It's not the way that the world works. The world is a nitty gritty, horrible, awful place, and we have to try to navigate our way through it while being the light and still being good, or trying to be good anyways, and it's a mess. It's a mess. So I'm just here to tell you it's okay. It's all right. Whatever mess you're going through, it's part of being in this world. It is a messy, awful place, and we're just supposed to try to love God and love each other and make it through. We do the best we can. So I'm just popping in to tell you it's okay and not to give up. Keep going. Even though things can be stressful, keep going. I know it can get hard. So I don't know if you need to hear this, but it's okay. I know that sometimes you may feel lonely. You might feel like people don't understand you. You might feel like it's, this place is horrible and that it's evil, and it is, okay? But it doesn't mean we have to be. It doesn't mean that we can be the light. We can be the light that shines on the hill, right? So, anyways, I will talk to you guys at some other point. I don't know when I'll check in again. I'm horrible about giving you, I can't be like, every Tuesday at this time and hit and subscribe. I can't do that. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I've got too much going on. But every now and then I'll just pop in and say, hi. How are you? Are you okay? Okay. I'm doing okay. All right. It's good to see you. All right. Talk to you later. So anyways, I just wanted to say that. So goodbye.